Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. How are y'all? Happy New Year. Is everybody awake? All of you that are awake and here today, good for you. And I want to say good morning to everybody online. I think a lot of our members are sitting at home with a thermos bottle on their heads. How many people had a New Year's Eve last night that ended at like 10 o'clock? I know. It's like we suddenly found, let's just have an East Coast New Year. So at 9 p.m., Anderson Cooper drops the ball, and we're asleep at 10. It's like perfect. It doesn't even go all, we didn't even wait for it to hit the ground. No, we were already done. So welcome to the Global Truth Center. Welcome, and welcome to a brand new year. We have a kind of a new way of starting our services, which is to give ourselves the opportunity to just drop in. So just take a deep breath. I'll invite my cohorts up here. This song seemed very appropriate for this new year. It's called Get Ready, My Soul. So I'm going to ask you, Lisa, what are you getting ready for this year? Because you're the one that is setting the trajectory for what's about to happen in this brand new year, right, Dr. Patty? So what are you getting ready for? What is your heart ready for? What is your soul ready for? What inside of you is finally saying to yourself, it's time. My soul. What are we all gonna do? You know it. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. What is finally yours to do, huh? I'm diving in to a deeper kind of love. Kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done and everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, every place I've ever been has brought me here to this blessed moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. So take a deep breath and just look behind me on the screen. We are part of a very big universe. Mountains and oceans and galaxies. Love everywhere. And our job, our only job, is to enjoy all of this. So as we step into this new year, the question does become, what am I ready for? What am I ready to be? And am I willing every single day to wake up and say, I'm gonna go deeper, even deeper today? 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go. you going to do? Ready? Yeah. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. What are you ready to do, Sandy? This year. Yeah. I'm diving in to a sweeter kind of life, to a deeper kind of love. Get ready, my soul. Get ready. Take a deep breath. Get ready, my soul. Take another deep breath. Let it out. You ready? Yeah? Thank you, Mindy, Kevin. So it really is about, what am I ready for? Am I ready for more love in my life? How many people are ready for more love in their life? Just looking around, who's... Paula just went, yeah. How many people are ready for more adventure in their life? Yeah, you want that? Okay. How many people are ready for more success at everything? Not just like business success, but success in every area of your life. Yes. How many people are ready for more prosperity this year? Yes. And that was very fast. That was good. Yes! That's what the universe is waiting for us to say, and that's waiting to hear. Yes to this. Yes to that. Yes to this. And frankly, no to that. How many of you know what you need to say no to this year? 3 people. Right. We all know. We absolutely know. Well, here's somebody who does know. A very smart, wise woman who has worked herself into this beautiful title called Reverend Doctor. So let's bring up Reverend Dr. Kirby. How are you on this New Year's Day?
I feel great.
That's it?
Well, you know, a little tired, but...
Oh, did you have a big night?
Not really. We were I was the 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock,
to
good
bed,
night.
But,
yeah.
you know, we celebrated, so...
Good. And frankly, what is our theme this year?
Oh, what is the theme this year?
You don't know?
No.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, it's the whole year?
The whole year.
We get to celebrate the whole year. Well, that's good news.
How many of you want to celebrate this year?
I'm ready to
like
celebrate.
the whole year. And you know why?
Yeah.
Why I picked this theme this year? Because thank you. Thank you for the interactive approach. Because next fall, what was called CSL Westlake, which has turned into Global 2 Center, will celebrate 60 years.
Wow.
In the Valley.
That's great.
So yes, the Conejo Valley Church of Religious Science, which is how it began, celebrates 60 ongoing years. That's in November. In December, Global Truth Center, which is the church that I founded in North Hollywood, which was called the NoHo Arts Center for New Thought, celebrates 20 years. And ironically, on July 8th, Palm Desert will celebrate 50 years. So Dr. Tom Costa founded that church 50 years ago. So it just blew me away when I was like, wait a minute, Global Truth Center 20, Palm Desert 50, Westlake 60. We have to celebrate this year. I mean, that's a big accomplishment for us to be standing right where we are 60 years later with all the people that have walked through these doors or the Townsgate doors, or was it somewhere else before Townsgate? Hillcrest. See, she's been here all 60 years. No, I'm kidding. No, but you know. Yes. So yeah, so we're celebrating all of that. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating in your life?
There's so much. First of all, my kids.
I was going to say one of them's
they're
right there.
amazing. My daughter, my gorgeous daughter, is here, Zuzu. And
What's her name?
Zuzu.
Did you name her Zuzu?
I named her Zuzu after It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my God, with the pedals.
As a
Kevin.
reminder that no matter how life appears, that it truly is a wonderful life. So she gets to be my soul-connected reminder.
It's like my favorite movie, and yet I never connected Zuzu with the pedals.
Yeah.
Zuzu's
Does everybody
pedals.
know that movie, It's a Wonderful Life?
Who doesn't know It's a Wonderful Life? Zuzu's pedals.
Right. So Zuzu's the youngest daughter, and there's a pivotal point when he realizes how wonderful his life is, that the petals that he had taken from her flower that had fallen off and he was saving in his pocket, they reappear. And that's the signal, the symbol of the burgeoning life that he can remember how wonderful it is.
So Zuzu
Yes.
is the symbol of the burgeoning life we
Yes.
are all going to have
Absolutely.
and are having.
Yeah.
See that? Aren't you glad you showed up today?
It's all about you. I'm celebrating so much. I mean, you're talking about the timeline as far as, the centers. And I've been here 5 years this year.
Yes.
So that'll be September.
And before that, you were at Agape.
I was at Agape for a long time, since Zuzu was like 1, or she was even younger than that. She's 20
Well, she's
now.
only 20 now, yes.
Yes. But really looking at the journey of going deeper. You know, when I was living in San Francisco, I was curating. I got a degree in fine art, and I always talked to the artists that I was working with as far as always review your portfolio so you can see where you came from. You know, you can see your development. You can see how things grow in your expression. And so I am looking at my journey as not just a visual artist, but what had came to be an understanding for me that I wasn't necessarily going to be a visual artist as a professional, but an artist of the spirit.
Oh.
I have always been interested in going deeper, and that's been, almost a 40-year journy.
Yeah.
And so I can celebrate that from where I came. Oh my goodness, and I just invite everyone to really reflect on that. Where we came from and where we're at now.
And I can celebrate you as a student because you are 100% fully invested.
100%.
Oh my God, yes. Robbie, could you play "Get Ready, My Soul"? Just some musical version of that, because you just real slow, like a Robbie Gilman, like rich feel. That's it. If you do your body, it helps. So everybody, take a deep breath. You maybe think of this. Close your eyes. So based on what Dr. Kirby just said, I just want you to look at your life. All of it. All 94 years, Joe. No judgment, no opinions, just let it glide by like a movie. Now, I know I didn't give you a lot of time, and some of you have longer lives than others. But I want to follow up with what you just did and ask you if you're ready and willing to celebrate all of it. All of it.
Yeah.
When you go back and look at your life, and we just finished, how many people were in Mental Muscle? Great, so you know that we just finished I was going to say 32 weeks. It just felt like that. 16 weeks
16.
of spiritual boot camp. Yes, right?
Yeah.
And so did you get to go back and read your journal?
I did.
On the week. So at the end of 16, they're journaling every day for 16 weeks. And at the end of 16 weeks, on the 16th week, I asked them all to go back and read their journal for the whole 16 weeks. It's amazing when you go back, and when I went back and read mine, even 16 weeks ago, what I was thinking then and where I am now. Mm-hmm. So if I were to go back like 40 years ago when I was born, and all the way back to now.
You're funny.
I know. But what do you think? I mean, was it a good life?
Absolutely. It's absolutely. And something one of our students who just got their practitioner license, Gary, said, where he's living more in the absolute than in the relative these days. And so that just put me on notice as to where am I living. And it's an invitation always to always back it up, no matter when I catch myself in something, forgetting who I am, or being judgmental or what have you. And yes, believe it or not, I do have some judgment. Once in a while. No, but
anybody here have any judgment going on in their life? Yeah.
But to
Judgment week is over. Funny.
But to back it up and to what is the truth of the universe? That there is just this magnificence, there's this presence that is always meeting us right where we are, no matter what. And that there is only love here, truly, love only. And there is only an impulse to create more of who we are. And that when I get to back up in that, I can release so much. Mm-hmm. And I realized through the 16 weeks that I was able to uncover a lot of beliefs that it's very nuanced, but that were really operating undetected. Yeah. And so there was a lot of excavation that went on that now I get to assimilate, going through the journal of the 16 weeks and realizing, oh, wow. And then how everything is connected too.
So that's 116 weeks times 7 days. That's 70 plus 42. That's 112 days of journaling.
Okay. I cannot do mental math.
But just so you all know, can you just turn me down a little bit? Thank you. That's great. Just so you all know, when she says that Gary Ninneman, one of our practitioners, who I'm sure is online today, hi Gary, operates more from the absolute than the relative. What she's saying is that we live in this field of pure energy and consciousness, your mind, the way your mind works, the way you consciously think. Most of that happens individually to you because you have beliefs that she's talking about, beliefs that cause you to think the way you think. But in mind, this consciousness, there is this, we call it Christ consciousness sometimes, the Buddha consciousness, where you rise to a level of consciousness. And it's a choice to live there. Now, a lot of people, when you look at them, you're like, are they really living? Because they kind of are in la-la land. They're always like, oh, everything's fine. But when we teach this, we say, no, go to that highest level of truth where there is no judgment. There's just love only. But live there. See what's going on. I'm looking down here. The relative, all of your relatives that are on the ground. Be willing to see all of that through the eyes of a consciousness that serves you. Not a reactive consciousness where I'm reacting to everything that's going on. Something happens and I react to it. I'm reacting from beliefs that maybe don't even serve me. But if I stay in this place of understanding who I am, remember who you are, then I'm capable of seeing everything that's going on, but actually in a more clear and conscious way.
And to think about backing it up in that way. We talk a lot about love only, like, where we are living from. But something that has really been healing for me is to understand that I am also only loved. No matter what I may be perceiving is going on in my life, I am only loved.
Well, that's my life is unfolding perfectly. If I believe my life is unfolding perfectly, I can't think of anything but love, even when I don't like what I'm looking at. Anybody here have anything in 22 that they didn't like they were looking at?
Yeah.
Slowly the hands are like, oh yeah, there was that one time. So what we haven't done, which I'm going to let you do, is lead them through our vision statement, because it's the first, today, I don't remember the last time January 1st landed on a Sunday, but it's 7 years ago? Oh, well, that would be 5 years ago. Oh, yes, when I first came as a guest speaker. Yes, that was, oh my God. So I do remember a time, yeah. But what a perfect time to recommit to our vision statement, which is?
So say it with me, everybody, okay? Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are.
And there's going to be a lot more to talk about in terms of remember who you are as I go through today. So, do you want to give us our affirmation?
Yes, absolutely.
Brand new affirmation.
Because I am ready to celebrate.
Good.
Right. So this is the affirmation. I'll say it once, and then we will say it together.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay. I celebrate my commitment to living life to the fullest. Yum. Okay. Why don't everybody stand up?
Yeah, let's really engage in this. And by the way, living life to the fullest was the very first vision statement I had as a minister. So I've decided to take that and recommit to. Remember that, Scott, Jose? It was like, living life to the fullest. That's the NoHo, that we all screamed it every Sunday. And I think it's time to get back to that.
Yeah, and just feel your feet anchored.
Thank you, Craig.
Feel your feet anchored in the ground, and just know and feel that magnificent, creative, intelligent energy that is all around us and moving through you as you speak these words. Ready? Here we go. I celebrate my commitment to living life to the fullest. Woo!
We can do it. Wait, one more time.
Okay.
Now, act it out. Use your body. Really engage in this. Got it, D? Really use your body. Here we go. And
right.
I celebrate my commitment to living life to the
fullest.
And so it is.
Woo!
Reverend Dr. Kirby Ingram. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes, I do want to do it. Robbie, could you give me some more pretty music? Robbie's going to ask for overtime. So I invite you to take a deep breath. You know why they call resolutions resolutions? Because they're resolute. They're definite. So Kirby just lit a candle for you. And I want you to light a candle inside of yourself and decide, what's your resolution? What are you so concretely resolute about that you know without a shadow of a doubt, this is my coming year? It's like your word in mental muscle. What is your word? What is that one thing that you are absolutely ready to say yes to? And as you're breathing into whatever that is, I want you in your heart to commit to it. It came to you for a reason. Take a deep breath. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Kirby. Great job. So stay with me wherever you guys are. Come on up, Mindy. Nope, this is just Mindy. Unless you were going to do backup for her. So you're going to experience something today that I don't do often. Every word that's coming out of her mouth will be on the screen behind her for you to read, relish. It's not because her diction's bad, just FYI. She's amazing. But I want you to read every word and relish it because of what you just did, and you'll get the connection in a moment.
Well, I wish I had a short-term memory. Wish the only thing my eyes could see was the future burning bright right in front of me. But I can't stop looking back. Yeah, I wish I was a perfect picture of somebody who's never not good enough. I try to better mess it up, and I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I wasn't wishing anymore. I wish I could remember that nobody's keeping score. I'm tired of throwing pennies in the well. I gotta do something. Here goes nothing. It's day one of the rest of my life. It's day one of the best of my life. I'm marching onto the beat of a brand new drum. Yeah, here I come. The future has begun. Day one. Well, every single day your grace reminds me that my best days are not behind me. Wherever my yesterday may find me, well, I don't have to stay there, no. See, my hourglass is upside down. My someday soon is here and now. The clock is ticking and I'm so sick and tired of missing out. Wish I couldn't wishing anymore. Wish I could remember that nobody's keeping score. I'm tired of throwing things in the well. I gotta do something, so here goes nothing. It's day one of the rest of my life. It's day one of the best of my life. I'm marching onto the beat of a brand new drum. Here I come, the future has begun. Day one. It's day one, and here comes the sun. Every morning, every morning, every morning, mercy's new. Every morning, every morning, every morning, I fix my eyes on you. Every morning, every morning, every morning, mercy's new. Every morning, the sun's coming up, the beginning has begun. It's day one of the rest of my life. It's day one of the best of my life. I'm marching onto the beat of a brand new drum. Here I come, the future has begun. Day one of the rest of my life. It's day one of the best of my life. I'm marching onto the beat of a brand new drum. Here I come, the future has begun. Day one.
Ready? Are you ready for day one? This is day one. Today is January what? 1. January 1st. So, first of all, Mindy, thank you so much. You know when I asked her to learn that song? 2 days ago. Because we had songs we were thinking of, and I'm like, they were all old songs. And I like old songs. I love the older songs. But I was like, no, there's got to be. And I knew the title of my talk. I never have a title of my talk until after I know what the song is. And I was like, let's try this in reverse. So I put in day one, and this song popped up by Matthew West, who I love. I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't have curse words in it. And so I played it, and I was just sitting there at the piano. I was sitting there at the computer like, yes! And I was like, who am I going to rope into learning this? And so I called Mindy because she's so smart and she's so willing, and you have such a spontaneous freedom about you. And yeah. So I want to look at some of these lyrics, as I love to do. I wish I wasn't wishing anymore. The idea of that's so funny. But isn't it time we stopped wishing? Isn't it time we stopped hoping? Now, I'm not against hope anymore. I used to be radically against hope, because Ernest Holmes in the textbook says, hope is better than despair, but barely. However, I've come to understand that sometimes the only thing you can move to is hope from wherever you are. And it is very, very important. But hoping is not knowing. And wishing is not knowing. I can wish that this year is going to be good. I can hope that this year is going to be good. But is that setting me up to actually making it that? Is that giving me the power and the energy and the wherewithal to say, no, this is what I choose, like you just did? What's that word you chose? What is that thing you've decided? You made a commitment to yourself to do. Now you have to move your feet and make it be what you want it to be. So I wish I wasn't wishing anymore. I wish I could remember that nobody's keeping score. I think we spend way too much time worried about what other people think of us. Way too much of our lives worrying about, am I adding up? Am I measuring up to what everyone around me thinks I should be? It's not easy being any of us out in the world. I get that, until it is. Until you know that who you are being, is for you to decide. So we have a little slogan every year in our center. And I'm going to get to it in a second. I just looked down and went, don't say it yet. Nobody's keeping score but me. I'm the only one keeping score on myself. And you are the only one keeping score on yourself. Reverend Dr. Eric, who's on a hike today, he had a word. His word in mental muscle was unapologetic. And I know why he chose that word. And it was a great word. And it's a great word for all of us. Unapologetic. You do not need to apologize for who you are, ever. You just need to know who you truly are, period. So I love that concept. I am not going to spend one more day apologizing for what I really want, apologizing for who I truly am. And I am not going to spend any more time apologizing for what I know to be the truth of the I am God understanding. I was at a party last night, a New Year's Eve party, an old-fashioned New Year's Eve party, you know, when there's like 20 people and everybody's talking and everybody's eating, and it was really cool. And I met this new gentleman, and I said to him, he was telling me that he wants to write this book. I said, now I knew nothing about this person, nothing. And he said, well, how would you feel, and this really happened last night, Kevin can verify this. He said, how would you feel if I said to you, I am God? First, I thought it was a joke, that someone in the room put him up to it. And I just said, I'm sorry, what? He goes, I know, it's hard, isn't it? He said, I am God. I said, yeah, and so are you. He goes, that's the title of my book. I am God, and so are you. And then I had to call Kevin right over. I was like, and he's not religious at all. He goes to no church. He just said, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? And then we had this amazing conversation. And I said, and Kevin actually said it, he goes, that's his whole ministry. I am God. He goes, you're kidding. I said, well, I wouldn't say it's my whole ministry. And Kevin's like, yes, it is. I was like,
I don't think I said it quite like that.
no, you were a lot louder. But it was that great conversation you have with someone who just, and in my head, I was like, of course, in this room of 20 people, this is who I talk to. This came up. So it's day one of the rest of my life. That's what today is for you guys. It is day one of the rest of your life. That's just the logic, the physical logic of your life. But it can also be day one in your mind. Your mind can decide today is day one. And here's the thing. There's a great lyric that wherever my yesterday may find me, I don't have to stay there. I don't mind revisiting the past. Anybody? It's fun to go back and look at memories. And well, first of all, Facebook just constantly tells you, 7 years ago, remember this? And you're like, oh my God, yes, that's all good. But I don't have to stay there. And most importantly, I do not have to believe I am that person. Most of us look back and we think, God, that's me. No, that's the journey. That's who you were then. That's how you showed up then. Today, it's day one. How do you want to show up? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Zuzu? Zuzu's pedals. Where do you want to go? It's all available. That's the excitement of today. Day 1, January 1st. Happy New Year. Happy New You. So, I'm tired of throwing pennies in a well. So this idea of wishing, I want to ask you a question. What is your idea of throwing pennies? Like, what do you do? How do you keep your future at a distance by wishing for it, as opposed to knowing the truth about it? What's your version of it? We all have different versions of it. Some people wish, some people hope, some people don't look at it. I'm not going to look at the future. I'm not going to look at what's in my heart. I'm just going to live moment by moment. Not a bad concept, but you must be willing to let whatever is in there out. That's my New Year's resolution to myself. Let it out. Could you imagine me letting more out? But I'm going to. Letting more out. So, you ready for my little slogan for the new year? Because this is part this is part of Celebrate. So it's this, ready? The real me in 23. So just try that on for yourself. The real me in 23. And then someone else did a Marlo Thomas on me and said, free to be the real me in 23. But you are. You are free to be the real you. Now, of course, what that says is, who is the real me? Right? Who is the real you? And I have to tell you, one of the words that is so overused is that the word authentic, being my authentic self. How would I know how to be my authentic self if I didn't know who the real me was, that I was being authentic to? So authentic, I just want to be the real me. And I don't know what that is necessarily. You know, I was thinking about my days as an actor, my young days as an actor. I knew who the real me was. I knew who the real me was when I was 7 years old, sitting on a stoop in Northeast Philadelphia with a guitar that was bigger than my body and singing to all the little girls in the neighborhood that I was going to be a movie star. I wrote a song called I'm Going to Be a Movie Star. Very simple lyrics. But I knew it. I knew it. And I just went on that trajectory. I knew who I was. I was audacious. I was spontaneous. I said whatever I wanted to say. I sang, I danced, I acted gay sometimes in very inappropriate rooms. like my dad's football practice. I almost just said football rehearsal. In my dad's football practice, I remember when I was a little boy, my dad's in this room, this locker room, talking to his football team, which were all my age. And he's talking to them, and I'm over in the corner with pom-poms. And I'm like, I love this part. I could do this. And I remember my father just shooting a look at me, and I was like, and he said, you should really think about joining the football team. And I turned to my mother, I went, I'll be on your cheerleading squad, because she was in charge of the cheerleaders. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a cheerleader, but I wasn't allowed to be. And I remember in those days feeling thwarted. It's like, wow, okay, I better be Butcher. I didn't have those words back then, and I probably didn't succeed very well, but I remember thinking, I have to be this, I have to be this. So as I grew up, I became what y'all needed me to be, even though in my heart there was other stuff I wanted to do. And then eventually I left and moved to New York. And of course, you all know, when you move to New York City, everything comes out that you want to be. And then life hits you again, and you may change. And I have to tell you, when I finally decided to be a minister, there was a woman at the party last night too, who was in the production of 42nd Street I did like 35 years ago, 40 years ago almost. And she was explaining to someone that I was a minister last night. And she was like, can you believe it? He's actually a minister now. She said, but if you had told us 35 years ago this guy would be a minister, she said, oh my God, he was like wild, and he just had so many boyfriends and girlfriends and all at the same time. She just went on, and I'm standing there. I wanted to go, I'm right here as you're telling this whole gaggle of people who all know me, by the way. And then she said the sweetest thing. She said, and then I went to his church, and I realized that was the real him. That's what he was meant to be. Even with all that success, this is who he was meant to be. And I got so choked up, and I was like, that's so funny, because I'm at the point of realizing that there's a real me that still needs to emerge. You know? I'm tired of being Reverend James Mellon to people who think that means something that they have decided I should be. I need to be me. I need to be me, and you, Lisa, need to be you. And you, David, you need to be you in whatever way that shows up as being. Unapologetic to the universe. Just saying, here's who I am, love only, forgive everything, but remember who you are. Really get in touch with that. Mark Twain says this: if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. I love this quote, as I seem to be forgetting things lately. I'm like, this is perfect. So as long as I just tell the truth, it doesn't matter what I remember. Just stay true to myself. You know, as an actor, that's the best thing you can do. I remember sitting in a, not to name drop, I remember sitting at a table in a green room talking to Meryl Streep when we were doing a show together. And I'd just seen her on TV and something, and I hadn't, I mean, she wasn't Meryl Streep yet. She had done Julia, so she had a little piece in Julia, that was it. But I remember her saying, I'm always me. I'm just always me in different circumstances. Like, it was Meryl Streep choosing between a son and a daughter in Sophie's Choice. And I can tell you, if I had that to go through, to deal with, I could still be me, but go right there and figure that out. So that's what I'm asking us to look at this year. Can we be audacious enough? Can we be powerful enough? Can we be heroic enough to step into who we are? Really step into who we are. And that means you have to be willing to listen. Listen to your heart's desires. Listen to what the universe may have to offer you. Not in mind for you, but to offer you. Last night when we were watching the ball, right before the ball dropped, a woman sang Imagine, John Lennon's song. And I thought how funny all these years later that still becomes an anthem for us. Imagine there's no heaven. Now here's the funny part. Everyone in this room already knows there's no heaven other than the heaven we make. And heaven may be in this, even as I pass away. Right now I'm waiting for my uncle to pass. Very close to me, a father figure, who is in his last hours. And he's so clear that he's going to go and see Nora and bring my love to her, which of course she already has it. He believes in that heaven. And yet he doesn't believe in God. He's an atheist. Really, he's an atheist. He's an atheist amidst all Catholics. And I'm the only one that has his eulogy because he wrote it and gave it to me and said, show no one this till I die. And just recently my cousin called me and said, do you have a eulogy for my father? I don't know if he's in his right mind or not, but he said that you're the only one that can do the service when he dies because you have the eulogy. I was like, I actually do. And she was like, well, do you want to send it to us? I said, no. I'm not supposed to read it till after he goes, and then I read it at the funeral. And she said, okay. I have to find it. I know I put it on my computer. But he doesn't believe in God, but he believes in a heaven. So imagine there's no heaven. Imagine this is heaven. Imagine this. Day one is your first day in heaven. How are you going to spend it? How are you going to recognize it? How are you going to design it? What are you going to decide about it? Is it going to suddenly have good days and bad days? Is heaven going to sometimes be success and sometimes failure? You know, Dr. Eric always talks about the law of polarity, but what he always forgets to do is to mention you get to choose where you are on that ladder. I choose the consciousness that says heaven is at all times in my grasp. I get to decide. I get to be. So John Lennon wrote this. He said, I believe in everything until it's disproved. So I believe in fairies. The myths, I believe in dragons. It all exists, even if it's in your mind. Who's to say that dreams aren't as real as the here and now? So the last thing I want to say to you this morning on this day one, Robbie, day one, Robbie and I have been doing this now for 19 years together. He was at the first service I ever did. And he wasn't even the guy we hired. We hired a guy who was really kind of one of those disgruntled musicians. No offense. We don't have any of those. But he was like kind of not a happy guy. And I was like, I can't be around this energy. He's always so negative. And this was just in rehearsal. I said, what's going to happen when we have an audience and he's not in a good mood? So Doug LeBeau, who was my musical director at the time, he goes, okay, I'm going to fire him. And I'm going to call my friend who's only going to do this one night as a favor. Then we'll start looking. That was Robbie, who did it one night as a favor. And here he is, 19 years later. Yes, truly. So the last thing I want to say to you is this. Are you willing this year to dream bigger? And to realize that your dreams are as real as anything out there that seems real? Because we thrive in a philosophy that says our mind is our greatest tool. If you are willing to dream it, you can have it. If you are willing to know it, you can experience it. If you are willing to be it, you can live it. The real me in 23. I'm starting today to celebrate a me that I'm going to start to know better and better and better and better and better. And you know what? I'm okay if something pops up and suddenly says, you actually are Butcher and you should play football. If that pops up, I'll be as surprised as you, but I'll say yes to it. Because I want to start saying yes to what I don't know. I already know what I know. I'm now waiting to hear, what don't I know? And what don't I know about me that really wants to just come out and be the real me in 23 and beyond? You with me? Yes. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's all take a deep breath. Oh, I need my mic, don't I? So first of all, thank you for all of your generosity in the years past. Thank you for your commitment. And this is also to all of you online. You know, we get so much support, financially, spiritually, heart support from all of you online. Some of our members don't live here. Some of our members don't live in this country. We have a member that's in Uganda. We have a number of our members that are in London. You know, so on Monday they watch our service. So we are so connected everywhere. And I'm grateful to everyone online. So let's just know this about what you're giving. This is your first outpouring of generosity and love today. So let's know this together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns. How?
Multiplied abundantly.
Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Everybody now.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day.
This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day.
Thank you for our gifts, Spirit. Thank you for our gifts.
Thank you for our gifts, Spirit. Thank you for our gifts.
Our abundant, abundant, abundant gifts.
Our abundant, abundant, abundant gifts. Thank you for this new year, Spirit. Thank you for this new year.
Thank you for this new year, Spirit. Thank you for this new year.
This wonderful, wonderful, this wonderful new year.
This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful new year.
I want to say thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful.
Grateful.
So grateful.
So grateful.
All right, everybody take a deep breath. Kirby, come on up. Give us some love over all of our gifts.
Well, I feel the celebratory spirit knowing that that magnificent energy is that which is infused with everything that has gone into the basket. That there is this infinite energy that is prosperous and abundant and loving, and it is full of grace. And it graces us, it blesses us. As we give, so shall we receive. And I am just filled to overflowing with gratitude. And just say with me to concretize this truth. And so it is.
Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Everybody now. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My amazing, amazing, amazing life. Everybody. My amazing, amazing, amazing life. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful.
And Happy New Year! It's Sunday, January 1st, and here are your Global Truth Center announcements. Coming up in the calendar, our current classes resume this week. On Monday evenings, join Dr. Lori Savage at 6:30 for her class, The Mystical Universe. On Wednesday, you can participate in Dr. Liza Marquez's class, The Energy of Choice, also at 6:30. Both classes are presented on Zoom, and you can drop in for one class by going to the classes page, which you'll find at the top of our homepage. Next Sunday, January 8th, join the Wisdom Women's Group for a clothing swap and get-together from 12 to 1:30 p.m. downstairs in the classroom. Ladies, be sure to check your email for further details. If you have questions, please see Sherry Verson. We're celebrating some big milestones in 2023, and we're going to take the party to Alaska. Join us on August 27th for a one-week sailing to Alaska, sailing round trip out of Seattle. Cruise fares begin under $1,000 per person currently, but there is limited availability and prices are likely to rise. For a limited time, deposits are just $100 per person. You can find more information on our website. The link is right on our calendar page. Or you can see Thor or Pauline today. Finally, with 2023 just beginning, it's time to think about building a prosperous mindset for the year ahead. And starting tomorrow, January 2nd, we have just the class for you. CPR, Core Prosperity Relief with Dr. James Mellon. Start your day every morning on Zoom with Dr. James for 30 days. Imagine the abundance mindset you can build with that kind of sustained focus. You can sign up now on our website. You'll find the link on our calendar page or on our classes page. We'll see you starting tomorrow, January 2nd at 7 a.m. You can always find out what's going on by visiting our calendar on the website. To find it easily, just use your cell phone on the QR codes you see throughout the sanctuary. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thank you, Thor. So, do you have a slide for me? Okay, that's lovely. So tomorrow starts CPR. This is not a class just about money. This is a class about prosperity. prosperity of love, prosperity of success, prosperity of health, all of the above. And the point is, when we wake up in the morning and start our day like we just did 16 weeks of, which was twice a week, this is 30 full days. And the science behind this is that it takes 30 days to create a neural pathway. So that means that thing in your brain that moves and creates a reality for yourself. We start every morning by filling our minds with truth. And then we go through our days. And it happens every day for 30 days. And trust me, it really does shift who you are. So if you would like to join us, go online, sign up out in the lobby afterwards, and it starts tomorrow morning. And I know it always happens. We start on Monday morning, and then by Tuesday, everybody wants to sign up, and you're already behind. You've already missed Monday. Not that you will miss it. Everything's logged in. If you're not a 7 a.m. person, get up at 10 o'clock and just log in, and there will be the 15 minutes. So anyway, that's my spiel on that. And Alaska. How many people have been on the Alaskan cruise? I've been on the Alaskan cruise, 6 times? 3 times. Felt like 6. 3 times. Well, I was the minister on the Holland America Cruise Line, so I've taken like so many cruises. But the Alaskan cruise is my favorite cruise. Seeing those icebergs, and I haven't done it yet, but this time, glaciers. Yeah, we don't want icebergs.
No iceberg.
Glaciers. But seeing those glaciers and taking the dog ride across it, we've never been able to do it. This time, we are riding those dogs across the glacier. But join us. It's a beautiful week to be with your spiritual community. Did I say glacier again? Yeah, glaciers. Yeah. It's lovely. You're going to have the dog sled. That's what it is. Did I say dog ride? You get on a dog and you ride it across the... No, it's a dog sled. Get it. Got it. So anyway, join us. The suites, the big, beautiful suites, I believe they're like really going fast. There's none left, Pauline? Almost none left. There's none left. Okay. Because we already knew we were doing it and everybody's already saying, okay, sign me up, sign me up. So sign up early so you can be a part of this amazing cruise. Okay, Ann Monahan. Weren't you going to come up and say something about swapping clothes? I got to say, the men's group don't do. Where's Stan? Counting. Oh, come on up. Oh, give me your hand. Why does the men's group not bring in clothes to swap?
Thank you. Yes, any lady here want to have fun? Yes. I hope so. Any lady here want to have fun? Yes. Good. All right. We're going to have fun next week. We'd love to have you join us downstairs at 12 noon. We're swapping clothes. New year, new you. And it'll be very meaningful. You'll love it. You'll love what you come home with. Anything you have in your closet that isn't serving you for whatever reason, size, it's not just me anymore, color, etc., and that you'd like to share with someone, please bring it. Next week, you can drop it off so you don't have to sit in church with, you don't have to sit in the center with clothes in your body. I want to be able
Nick's at home right now saying, it's not a church.
So, I know. I'll talk to you later, Nick. Anyway, so you can drop them off and then come back at 11:30 and arrange them. We'll have tables and hanging racks for you to do it on. And then at 12 o'clock, all doors open. We have refreshments, and we have a lot of clothes, hopefully. Come and take anything that you like. You'll be getting a bag at the door with your name on it. Fill it, maybe go for 2 bags, maybe go for 3.
Do you do shoes, too? Do people bring shoes?
No, I'm afraid shoes are out.
Oh, okay.
That's the only no-no.
Because Tiffany, you could have gotten rid of all those 80 pairs of shoes your husband says you have. Yeah.
Down to 60. Anyway, anything else is very welcome, even jewelry.
Oh.
And so clothes, jewelry, skirts, blouses, pants, jeans.
Handbags are good?
Handbags, thank you. So have fun. Come have fun with us. If I missed any points, look for me or anybody in the, 10. 10 is the limit. Okay.
Good.
When you bring items, 10 is the limit. Okay? Now, whether you bring items or not, you're welcome to come and shop at 12. So it'll
Excellent.
be fun.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Anne. Beautiful. Good. Okay. So everybody take a deep breath. Oh, consciousness on demand. Are you the practitioner today? You guys get Reverend Dr. Tiffany and you get Amy Shapiro, practitioner at large. So who's where? I'll be downstairs. Of course. Reverend Tiffany will be inhabiting my office and Amy will be right here in our meditation room. So if something came up today on day 1 that you would like to take a look at, if something came up today that you'd like to let go of, please go see these 2 amazing women and they will know the truth for you. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. I say thank you to Reverend Dr. Kirby and her amazing shoes. And say thank you to all of you for showing up on day 1, for deciding what day 2 and 3 and 4 are all going to be about. There is a solid commitment here to live life to the fullest, from the fullest. The real me in 23, unapologetic, unabashed, spontaneous, overflowing with creativity. I know this for each and every one of us here in this room, online, and I am so, so, so grateful. I'm grateful for the champagne brunch that is prepared for us downstairs right now, that each of us gets to go down and celebrate with. And I know that this day will unfold perfectly for every single one of us. How could it not? It's day 1 of the best of your life. Taking a deep breath, I just let it be so. As together we all say, and so it is. So I invite you to stand up.
Celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Yeah. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Yeah. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Have a great Sunday, everybody.
See you downstairs for brunch.